everybody. Welcome to Love Talk. Today we're going to be talking with fyonaocean and we're going to be discussing her book, Dutty Mustah. It's a must read. It's available on Amazon now. So please go ahead and check it out. So Fyona, thank you so much for coming on Love Talk. How are you?
Yes, you're welcome. Thank you for having me. I'm good. I'm good. I'm blessed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So
Yeah.
we're going to be discussing Dutty Mustah. Did I pronounce it right? Is it Mustah or Mustah or Mustah?
Yeah, just pronounce it with the Jamaican twang. Dutty Mustah, you know?
Mustah. All right, we got it.
Yeah,
Dutty
Dutty
Mustah.
Mustah. Yeah.
I'm gonna let you give you a little summary so that I can feed off of how much you want to talk about the book. So give a little summary about the book.
Well, basically it's a book. It's inspired by true events from my life, from true life experiences. Just a survival story, basically. And I kind of fictionalized it a bit, like changed a bit and exaggerated a bit just to make it exciting. But it is based on true events that I experienced. And, I've also incorporated other people's experiences as well into it to make it a bit more exciting. So, yeah, I mean, it's just something I was inspired to write about,
Okay, all right. So we'll start from the beginning. Where did you grow up?
Where did I grow up?
Mm-hmm.
In London, UK.
And how was it? Because the reason I'm going to ask this question is because, you got into financial difficulties. So how was it growing up in London and how did you find your way around as a teenager?
Oh, yeah, it's all right. I mean, there's loads of opportunities in London, you know what I mean, to work and, study and work, make money. So it weren't that, it's not as if I grew up in poverty or anything, you know what I mean? Yeah. But, yeah, it was fine. I mean, I'm from Northwest 10. I'm from Brent, Northwest 10. So there's plenty of opportunities to work. As you know, I was working in BBC at one time. Yeah. That was a good job. Yeah, that was bringing in some change. Yeah. But then, as you know, BBC went under reconstruction. They changed. They closed down departments, and they kind of restructured their whole business. So what my department I was working for got closed down. So during that time, when I experienced what I went through in the book, I had just lost that job. Do you know what I mean? And it was kind of hard for me to get into another job at the time because I had lost my uncle that year. He was close to the family, my dad's brother. So we was grieving, you know what I mean? And on top of that, I lost my job. And I was struggling to find another job. And I just kind of like fell back financially, like fell behind on the rent and stuff. And it was a bit of a stress during that time. So being a hustler, like I am, yeah, I had to find other ways to make a little change. Do you know what I mean? So these guys that I knew, these Jamaican guys, they're from Tottenham. They were into that industry.
Yeah.
Right. And they offered me an opportunity to make some money to help me in my situation, you know what I mean? To cover my rent and stuff and help me get through, you know what I mean? So, and then I kind of grabbed that opportunity, at the time. I think I was like, I would say I was desperate. I had to have been desperate for me to put myself in that situation. I was desperate. I wanted money. I needed to make money. And it was during that time because I'm someone, it's easy for me to get work. Do you know what I mean? Like if I leave one job, it was easy for me to get another job. But this particular time, I was struggling to get another job. It was crazy. And I was going for interview after interview. Do you know what I mean? And I just weren't getting work. So when these guys come and they came with this opportunity now, I was like, well, what have I got to lose? Do you know what I mean? I just thought, it seemed foolproof. I thought, you know what I mean? At that time, a lot of people was on it, was doing that. I know a lot of girls, women that was doing that, and they were making money. And I thought, well, do you know what I mean? Why not? Let me give it a try. You know what I mean? I'm a bit of a daredevil, and you know, I do like to take risks. Do you know what I mean? But I thought, yeah, them man there, they said that, you know, I'll be all right, and I just trusted them, and I thought, yeah, let me just take this opportunity. You know what I mean? And try and help myself out, but. Yeah.
So all right, so I'm gonna let them know, because we're talking about this happened, that happened. We're talking about, so we're just gonna say that you spent a little time inside in Jamaica, right? So that's basically what we're talking about. And
that's what the book.
But the book is based on, it's fiction as well, so not all of it is completely your life story, but you know, just to make
based on that experience.
Right. Based on that experience. So that's what we're going to let them know, just so that they can keep up with what's going on. Yeah, because we are going to talk. So, but you see, at the beginning of the book, it seemed as if you had no fear whatsoever. That's the part that really struck me. Like, you know, you had no fear. Yeah, it was just like, you're so free. Yeah, free holiday in Jamaica, I'm in. That was the first line, but from your friend, because you just told your friend, would you like a free holiday in Jamaica? And it's like, yeah, bring your son as well. Like, I don't know if that's how easy it came out in real life, but in the book, it just seems like you didn't consider that you could have got caught.
Nah, I didn't, you know. Seriously, it's true. That's true. I was young at the time. Bear in mind, I was young. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No kids. I was free. Like I said, I was just being a daredevil, taking risks, and I just thought, you know what I mean? Them man, they knew what they're doing. They do it all the time, and I thought, nothing to fear, really. I didn't think of that. I weren't even thinking about the consequences. You know what I was thinking about? The money. That's all I was thinking about. So that's what it was. It was.
So all right. So okay. So all right. You get there and it's fine. You're having a wonderful holiday. Your friend's having a wonderful holiday. And you know, because we're not gonna we want them to buy the book, so we're not gonna tell them everything. But one thing we must say is that although how the holiday ended, to be honest, apart from until she reached to the airport, your friend and her son had a wonderful time, and they were not exposed to anything like that.
Nah.
Yeah, so they had a good time while they were there as well. It seemed like a fun holiday. But but there was a time when your money scheme nearly didn't happen. Like, my thing is, like, you're so brave, you're such a hustler. You're like, all right, that can't work. So what? Nothing else can't go on?
I know. I just wanted the money, greedy. Yeah, no, because I didn't want to like come back to England, you know what I mean, empty-handed, and I'm still in the same position, still the same, you know what I mean? Same problem. So yeah, I mean, and in an alternative, I know. When I think back now, I was a bit brave. I was too brave. When I think back now, it's like, wow. I can't even believe myself, you know what I mean?
You know what? I'm not here to judge you either, because everything happens for a reason. We've spoken for hours about the book and stuff. So yeah, and I just think that as well, everything happens for a reason, because
definitely.
Yeah, and now you know that you've got the ability to write a brilliant book. It's a brilliant book. You know what I mean? And you've got the ability, and you're now an author. And had it not been for that experience for you to write about, maybe you would have had other experiences to write about, but maybe they wouldn't have given you the need or the drive to want to write about it.
It's true.
So you described to me that this book was like, writing this book was like therapy for you.
Yeah, it was.
So what was you going through? Like, do you wanna give us from the time that because even when you explain yourself about being in the police station itself, that's after they searched you and stuff like that, and your friend was screaming like, "What did you do?" Like, I don't know if that's how she sounds like. Yeah, you still seemed quite headstrong. Don't worry, it's fine. You didn't do it. You're gonna be fine. It was just me. So what did it feel? What was the whole experience? What ended up what changed about you?
Yeah, I mean, that experience, it made me stronger, definitely. It made me stronger. That's the way I see it. I felt like I was being tested. Do you know what I mean? Like the universe is trying to test me. So it's like, all right, they want to see what I'm made of. Do you know what I mean? Let's just tug it out and just, you know what I mean? It just made me stronger. I mean, when you're in that kind of situation, you don't have much choice. You only got two choices. It's either you cope or you kill yourself. That's how hard it is. So I just have to cope, innit? I'm not going to go out like that. I'm not going to end my life. Just have to cope. And just take it each day at a time. So listen, because I'm God-fearing, I believe in God and my faith in God. You know what I mean? My prayers was heard. My prayers was heard because I was getting strength from somewhere. Trust me, I was getting strength. And I just had to just take it day at a time. And take it one day at a time. But yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. And I just felt like if I get through this experience and I still got a sane mind, you know, I'm not gone crazy or anything, then I know I'm strong. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Must be strong to go through this because, do you know what I mean? I'm far away from home. And as you know, like Jamaica is not really my family background. Do you know what I mean? My family background is from Dominica. So I don't have family or no connections really in Jamaica like that. So I'm out there on my own. Do you know what I mean? It was really scary. It was scary. Yeah. Listen, but I didn't have much to fear. Do you know what I mean? Because as you read in the book, I started making friends real quick. Do you know what I mean? I started meeting people that was in the same boat as me out in Jamaica all alone. No family, no friends. There were people, there was girls that was from England, from London as well out there. So I wasn't alone. I thought I'd be alone, but I weren't. Right. So it was an eye-opener. It was an eye-opener, you know what I mean? It opened my eyes a lot.
One of the first girls I think you met on the first night in natural prison. You met about 3 girls. I think one of them was it Anita? You put in the book, and she seemed to be the leader of the pack as you made it. So she seemed
in my eyes,
in your eyes at the time, right? At the time, right?
She was, but then but in my eyes, I just looked up to her because you know what I mean. She was more mature. And you know what I mean? She seemed strong and, you know.
She seemed as if she had it together, right?
Yeah. She's from London as well. She's from London.
Yeah.
I actually saw her last year, year before? Yeah.
How is she?
Oh, she's blessed. She's into church now, you know, and yeah, she's blessed. She's blessed. She's blessed. She's blessed.
Excellent. So, yeah. But, you know, like you said, when it's that power of observation, right? Because when you came and you met her for the first time, like you said, she was older, you looked up to her, you thought like she would have been quote unquote like just me saying leader of the pack sort of thing. You know, you was all walking behind her when it was time to actually go into the main prison. So at the time when she was the first one to break down, and you automatically thought, wow, like it was kind of like I think that's when you really made up your mind to say, you know what, I've got to do this and nobody else ain't going to help me. I have to get through this by myself. How did it feel? How was that moment for you?
Boy, it was tough. It was tough. I mean, like I said, I mean, it's just my faith in God. I just, you know what I mean? Just pray for protection, pray for strength. And yeah, I mean, I just had to just go through it.
So this is what I'm getting at, because when you say writing the book was therapy for you, what did it release, or what was it mending?
Because I don't want to make that experience in my life like define me, you know what I mean? I took that experience as a learning process. Do you know what I mean? I learned a lot about myself. It taught me a lesson, and I believe that the dark times that we go through in life is to really teach us a lesson, teach us about ourselves. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't define you. Because I feel like life doesn't happen to you. It happens for you. Do you know what I mean? So I felt like that happened to me. I had to go through that for a reason. There's a reason I had to go through that. And like I said to myself, if I come out of this experience with a sane mind, I still got my mind, strong mind and health, then I'm strong. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it taught me. It taught me I'm strong. Do you know what I mean? And I just felt like if I was able to overcome such an experience by myself, you know what I mean? Anyone can do it. I mean, anyone can overcome. You can overcome struggles and, you know, these dark times with the faith of God. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, like, listen, I was praying every day, 2-3 times a day, morning, noon, and night. Yeah. And I just got the strength. I don't know. Like, God bless me with the strength. I'm telling you. And that experience strengthened my faith in God. Yeah. God put me through this kind of experience to really like give me a deeper understanding of life. And it really helped me to discover who I am. Do you know what I mean? As a person, like deep down within, like I'm stronger than I thought. Do you know what I mean? I'm stronger than I thought. So I thought writing this book was like very therapeutic. Do you know what I mean? It was like just to get it out there and, you know, trying to describe it, express my story in a way where it shows that, you know, it's something that I survived, you know? And, you know, it's not something that I'm letting keep me down or hold me back, but I'm using that experience to really uplift me and hopefully uplift others as well. That's my focus. Like, I would appreciate, it would be nice if people could take my story and like be inspired by it, you know?
Yeah.
This is yeah. So this is what I was going with when I was writing the book. Like, if people do read it, I hope they'll get inspired from it. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, we all go through dark times. Do you know what I mean? But God doesn't give you more than what you can handle. Do you know what I mean? So you must can handle it. Whatever, how hard it is, you might think it's the hardest thing in the world, but God wouldn't put you in that situation if you couldn't handle it. Do you know what I mean? You must can handle it, innit? So just handle it. Just do what you got to do. And if you want strength, pray for it. God will bless you with the strength. He will bless you with protection. Anything you want to get you through that time, and you will get through it.
Amen.
And you come out, and when you do get through it, you come out even stronger. You come out wiser as well, because that experience opened my eyes. Yeah. Listen. The things I saw and experienced during that time, it just opened my eyes to people and, you know, how people are and the illusion as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, I got to see things like beneath the surface. Do you know what I mean? Of the illusion that people put out there. Like, it's not, the world ain't what it seems. Do you know what I mean? Listen. So I actually appreciate that experience now. Instead of like looking back and thinking, oh, I'm a failure because I went through that experience and that happened to me and I'm a failure. No, do you know what I mean? I appreciate that experience because it's made me part of who I am now. Do you know what I mean? It made me stronger and wiser, and it strengthened my faith as well. Made me into a believer. Yeah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Amen. Praise God. Yeah, amen. Praise God. I overcame it. So I'm able to write about it, and I hope I can, you know, inspire others as well. They can get through it. Grace of God can get through it.
Now, so all right, so you had your sad times, you had your little radio in there. What else did you do to motivate yourself to get you through that?
You're gonna have to, you read the book, innit?
Of course I read the book 3 times.
You know, yeah, there was a lot going on to keep me occupied in there, and keep my mind occupied. There was a lot going on while I was in there, you know.
Do you want to mention something? Because I'm not going to assume I mention it on air, so you have to mention it.
No, I don't want to spoil it for people that haven't read the book. Do you know what I mean?
But let them know what you talk about at least.
You make them know.
But I don't know what you're thinking.
Okay, what's your favorite bit about the book? What's your favorite?
I love the whole book. I love it from the first word to the last word. I love the whole. I seriously love it. I tell you why. One, I love your bravery that you were able to write about it. Two, I don't have the balls to do what you did. Yeah, I just don't have the tenacity to do that. I wouldn't. Like, it's just, I'm just a nerd. Yeah. So you're like, to me, you're like my, you know, like the bad Charlie's Angel. Like, you're like, oh my gosh, don't like, yo man, a bad man around here. You know what I mean? The fact that you were so, like you said, like we spoke about in the beginning, the fact that it didn't, you didn't consider the fact that you could get caught, like that bravery and the way you just carried yourself with, like, emotionless through that journey, like at the beginning, even through the holiday, having fun at the holiday without a thought that anything bad could have happened.
I know.
Yeah, you make me. Yeah, I was laughing. I laugh. I cry. Worried. Like, you know what I mean. And then and then I'm not even gonna lie. When you first hit the police station, the night before you left the police station, or the day before you left the police station to go into the van to get to the court, you and the interaction between yourself and the officer.
Okay, right.
So even that itself, that was like, my girl, I real bad man around here, you know? My girl, like, you see? Yeah, I love, like, listen, I know it was a horrible situation for you at the time, so I don't want to make too light of it, but reading the book itself and the fact that I actually know you, and I didn't know this about you also, you know what I mean? It's like, boy, because you were my rider. We can say that we were both on Superflex's video shoot for All in All, and you were one of the riders on the bike.
Big up Superflex.
Big up Superflex anytime. And while we're here, big up Sparky Rugged, because anytime we think of Superflex, we think of Sparky. So big up Sparky Rugged too.
Yes, don't know.
So yeah, so you were my rider, and like, we've known each other. And do you know what? Let me go back a little bit, because how we know each other is because you're saying that you know you wasn't raised that way, and you know that's why you was disappointed, but you also went to convent, right?
Yes.
You know, they always told me that the convent girls were the bad girls. Yeah.
Out and bad.
All right.
Oh, days.
So then, you know what? But then that leads me into, like, the actual being in prison itself, obviously completely full of females, basically.
I know, that was, yeah,
you know
that was an eye-opener. That was one of the eye-openers that I'm talking about. Listen, because back then, you know, like early 2000, late 90s, early 2000, bye and all that. Do you know what I mean? So when I went out there, it was a completely different experience to what I thought. Yeah, it was an eye-opener. It was. I learned a lot. And this is what I'm talking about with the illusions. Do you know what I mean? People put out there about themselves and culture and that. But when you get into the culture, it's a different experience. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
But nowadays, they seem to be freeing up themselves to be more open. Have you noticed that yourself?
Yeah, definitely.
Right. And to be fair, I think so I'm the reason why I'm glad for your book is because it shows that everybody's a human being, really, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know why everyone's fronting for. Do you know what I mean? People make such a taboo about this, that, and the other, and then it just makes people want to do it more.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
All right, so I was gonna ask you, when you said earlier about the items that could be sent to the embassy, was there only specific items on the list that you were able to send?
Yeah, like it had to be like groceries, toiletries. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, no, because I'm thinking, why me would have asked for a mini freezer.
The prison is not having that. The prison is not having that, yeah?
I just had to ask. I just had to throw it out there. I mean, not all much paperwork them does.
Listen, no mini freezer. Listen, I wish how much money I would have made.
How much of you were in one dormitory?
One dorm can fit up to about 30 women.
Wow.
Exactly. So at the time, on average, there was about 20 in each dorm, average. Yeah.
Wow.
And,
That's a lot.
so there's no privacy. No privacy. It's what I'm saying. It's not like the prisons over here, you know, where you got your little one cell and you might have a cell by yourself, or you might share a cell with one or two others. No, this is like a whole dorm. They're women and it's just bunk beds. So there's no privacy, nothing. You know what I mean? So when you're getting dressed and you shower and you're getting dressed and you have to hide and have the towel over you while they're trying to put up.
You can't hide. You're trying to hide
Well,
from
at
the Jamaican
first, do you know what I mean? When I was settling in, do you know what I mean? I'm just new to the experience, so I'm all hiding and trying to put on my.
No, but hold on, no. No, you must have to give me a joke on that one day. When you're hiding and stuff, nobody never say, "What you do? You might as well just be it."
Well, no, just after you bathe and you go to go and get changed now by your bedside, it's like everyone can see you, innit? Because there's no privacy.
So did anybody say anything to you, or did they just leave you to get comfortable with it by yourself?
Yeah, everyone just leave you. They just leave you to get comfortable. Yeah, it was calm. It was calm. It wasn't even that bad, you know. Like the women weren't even as bad as I thought. The experience.
But it weren't as, or was it a case that they weren't as bad to you?
Yeah. But I noticed like a lot of us that was from overseas, like the Jamaican women was friendly. They're friendly with those of us that's, you know, from overseas, the foreigners as they call us. They were friendly. It was cool. They more looked out for us still.
Okay.
Yeah, it was all right. It wasn't that bad. My experience. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, if you keep yourself in line and you don't cross nobody, then you're cool, isn't it? So
yeah, that's another thing. That's another thing. So yeah, but on a serious note, that's why I really respect you as well for keeping your head strong, because I can imagine myself. Well, I can't imagine myself in that position, to be honest. But
no one can. I
can't
imagine myself in that position as well. You know what I mean? I still can't believe I went through something like that.
Yeah.
But
it's just because
imagine it. You can't imagine it. You know what I mean? Never imagined it, as you know.
No. Yeah, but at least the book's giving me an insight in, because you can't imagine, but the book's giving me an insight into what I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I thought that's what inspired me to write it as well. Because not a lot of people will have this kind of experience. Do you know what I mean? And not a lot of people would know this sort of thing is going on out here in the world. And do you know what I mean? So it would be interesting for people that would like to know, at least, because there's not much books about it as well. I've noticed not much people write about that kind of experience, especially in Jamaica, you know. So,
but do you think females as a whole, do you think because they are females just want to move on, and some of the bad things that they do, or some bad things that's happened to them, it's easier to suppress it and kind of bottle it up rather than let it out?
Yeah, I mean, some people, everyone copes with their struggles differently, I guess. Do you know what I mean? I find it helps to express it. It's very therapeutic to express it and get it out of you. Do you know what I mean? And be creative with it. You know, I wanted to take that experience and just be creative with it and make a story, and you know what I mean, and tell a story and inspire people. And it depends on how you want to deal with your struggles. If you want to just suppress it and let it define you, because if you don't do nothing about it, it becomes, you know what I mean, you can let it define you. Some people might take it and think, oh, I'm a failure and this, that, and the other. Why me? This, that, and the other. But like I said, life don't happen to you, it happens for you. Everything happens for a reason. So
Fyona, thank you so much for talking to me about the book.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm gonna promote it as much as I can. We'll send clips out and stuff like that. But it's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you.
I do want to ask you my two main questions. So if you could speak with anybody, inspirational, past or present, who would it be?
You know what? Don't laugh, but you know who I would really love to speak to? I'd love to speak to Jesus, Jesus Christ. Listen, this Jesus Christ's story, yeah, is amazing. I want to hear his story from his mouth. Do you know what I mean? Like in the Bible, you hear stories about him from his disciples, you know, Matthew, Mark, John, Luke. But with his version, with Jesus' version of events,
Exactly.
You know, I want to hear from his mouth. I want to hear from the horse's mouth. I want to hear his story, because there's a whole, the Bible, there's a whole piece of Jesus' life that we don't know about. Do you know what I mean? Like, what happened? How did Jesus become to be the man that he became to be? Like they missed out a whole chunk of his life. So I want to talk to, I would love to talk to Jesus one day and hear his side of the story. I would love for him to write a book. Do you know what I mean? I would read that book and find out who he really is and how he became the man that he is. Do you know what I mean? Because this man has disappeared off the face of the earth.
Right, because I mean, you're not, you're different, Fyona. Do you know what? There's not many people that have this conversation, you know. And I've had this conversation before, but it's like it's not a lot of people that can have it, because all right, we know that Jesus was born. We know how he was born. But then we don't know how he grew up to a certain age. Yeah. Right. So we kind of like don't know how he found his way into knowing that he was the Son of God. Right. Apart from his mum saying, "Yo, a God come in my dream and give me you know." Right. So we don't know. We really don't know how he grew, whether he went to school or how he was as a child.
Where he get his teachers from, who taught him what he knew. Do you know what I mean? Like,
and then we don't know the ending.
Teach him. Where did he get his teachings from? Right. Exactly. He was guided. You know, the Holy Spirit was guiding him on his path, on his spiritual path. But he came across mentors and, you know, teachers like we do. So who was his teachers? Who taught Jesus? Who was his mentors? All that, they didn't put that in the Bible, you know. So I have to talk to, this is why I love to talk to Jesus and hear from his mouth himself, his version. Do you know what I mean?
They can't tell you, because those people who wrote the books of the Bible, they're writing their life story and how Jesus and God impacted them. Right. You see what I mean? Like
it's their version, right? I want to hear Jesus' version. Yeah, his story is amazing.
I like that answer.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. And then after all of that, do you know what I mean? You know, they crucified him, and then he died, but then he resurrected. Like how? And not only did he resurrect, but his whole body, his physical body, is gone. You know, it's not just spiritually gone to heaven. His whole physical body. There's no remains of his physical body on earth to this day. If it is, it's hidden. It's well hidden. But I've never heard of any remains of Jesus on this earth to show this man existed on earth. But yet everybody worships him. He's the most famous man on the planet. It's amazing. I love it. That's an amazing story, and I would love to talk to Jesus, and hear his story. That is a mentor that I would love to talk to answer that question.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's a lovely interview. Oh, thank you, because you know I was a bit.
Just a bit, darling. Just like
and a bit. I don't know.
Yeah, on your. Yeah, don't worry, man. And you know what?
I actually enjoyed it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh,
thank you so much. I wish you all the best with your book.
Thank you.
And like I said, I've been promoting your book because I told my auntie about it 2 nights ago, and she's bought it off Amazon now as well.
Oh, bless. Oh, thanks.
I told her this mean. I said, all right. This mean no. You need to go to page 46. But
book club. You can start a book club.
Listen, so that's Dutty Mustah by fyonaocean. Please go and have a read. It's an absolutely brilliant book. It's available on Kindle and Amazon, and obviously in the paperback as well. So with that
And
being
also
said,
it's available in Tottenham at the Mahat bookstore
yes,
in Tottenham as well. Yeah. The
let's say
address
it again.
is on my page. Yeah. At Pepper Your Mind. They're on Instagram. They're called at Pepper Your Mind. So they also they distribute my books as well. If you're in Tottenham.
I remember. Yeah, and he gave you a big introduction as well. Yeah. Big them up. Okay, so this is the part where I leave you to freely speak to your audience and let them know of anything coming up, anything you want to announce, or and anybody you want to thank or big up.
Yeah, well, thank you to everyone that support my book as well. I mean, I really appreciate the feedback as well from everyone that's read the book, and they've actually enjoyed it. I've had very positive feedback, and it's shocking. It is shocking. I wasn't expecting it because initially when I wrote the book, it wasn't really to become anything. I just wanted to do it for therapeutic reasons, like I said. So I weren't really promoting the book like that because it weren't really, for it to be anything. But I am getting positive feedback and responses from the book and a lot of support, more than I thought I would. And it's amazing. Thank you. I mean, just thank you. I'm blown away. I am actually blown away. It's like the book is just working for itself, I'm just not I'm just going along with it, So I'm amazed and I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the support. And I hope it inspires those of you who read it. You get some kind of inspiration, and entertainment as well, I'm sure. I hope people will find it entertaining as well as inspiring. And I just, encourages people to make the right choices as well. Make the right choices and just love yourself and love God. You know what I mean? Love God. God is good. God is real. Yeah. And we are all God's beloved children. So why not? Do you know what I mean? Put God first, put yourself first. You put God first by putting yourself first. Do you know what I mean? Listen to your intuition and stay true to yourself. It's all about self-love. I believe in that strongly. Self-love and self-care.
Thank you so much. I'm going to leave you to enjoy the rest of the sunshine because it doesn't come around so often in these parts.
Yes, in it.
Take
it in while we can, in it.
It's been an absolute pleasure, Fyona.
Oh, thank you.
I hope we can do it again. I hope we get an opportunity to interview you again. And maybe we might do that book club so that we can actually talk about the things in the book.
Yeah, let me know. I'll come and sign the book for you. You know what I mean?
Please.
I'm going to organize a book signing event. So, yes, I'll keep you posted. Definitely.
I'll probably be first in line. Like me, I got the telephone. Hey, me a foreigner.
Yeah, come true. I'll definitely let you know. Definitely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You enjoy the rest of your day.
And thank you so much. Thanks for the support. Lovely.
You're
so lovely. That name suits you, lovely. I'm telling you. Oh,
thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe so you can be notified about future interviews. Have a lovely day. If you would like to promote your music on Luvradio, please find us at www.luvradio.co.uk